Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever your pleasure. It seems like this year, all of the holidays are in the same area of the date. You know, it's all around. Hanukkah is right around the 24th, 25th. Kwanzaa is right around there. And of course, Christmas. And we know all, of course, Christ wasn't born on Christmas Day, right? He was born sometime in July. But it is a lovely holiday, one of my favorite. And as you can see, I'm Mrs. Claus. I have been making gifts. But before I get into the show and tell you all about it, it's a fun show I've prepared today. Let's say hello to the man who makes it all happen, Amnon.
Good afternoon,
Yes.
and to Gisela and to all the listeners. Please log in. Don't be shy. Log in, and if you want to call in and ask questions, make comments. 919-518-9773 or Computers 2K Voice using Skype. But this is audio only. It's not on video, so
Right.
you can do that too. Don't be shy.
No, please don't, because this show is for you. We are putting this show on for you. I do have occasionally, I have people, and I can see on Twitter that some of you have been following me. I appreciate it so much. It's my life dash my will on Twitter. And on Facebook, Gisela Di Carlo, just type it in. You see a couple of my websites coming up. Any one of them, you can post the message. You can message me there. You can message me through Nissan. It is any which way that you want to communicate with me. I'd be glad to and happy to communicate with you. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. Well, let me tell you first about my week. It has been again eventful. I mean, I don't know. It seems like my life for the last couple of months, one, I don't want to call it disasters, because all of the challenges that life presents you with um, either really break you or make you stronger. And I have just decided early on in my life that any challenge that is presented to me will make me stronger, because I have always loved life with gusto. I love life in all its forms. And you know what? Without rain, there won't be any sunshine. And without sunshine, there won't be any clouds. Clouds we have to have, you know. But even in the cloud, even in all of tragedies that life may present to you, there's always a silver lining to be found. Always, always, always. So, whatever stage you are at in your life right now, whatever tragedy, mishaps, disasters will strike you, always look for the silver lining. Don't dwell on the tragedy. Don't dwell on the mishap. Because you know what? It doesn't make it better. It does not. So let me tell you what happened this week. As some of you know who have been listening to me, I have two horses, among other animals. And one of them is a black Egyptian mare who is just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. She is very jealous. She is very possessive. She's just full of it. You know, she really is. She's one of those horses that is just magnificent in her attitude and her looks and everything. And then about 4 years ago, I went to an Arabian adoption center, which I should never go to. You know, I mean, I really shouldn't. I should know better. I'm old enough. But, age. is no guarantee against foolishness, as we know. So, about 4 years ago, I went with a friend. We went to this rescue because I thought, well, maybe I'll find a companion for her that is nice. Maybe I can help another horse because I seem to have the idea I wanted to help another horse. And I did, of course, find it. Of course, right? So I found this very beautiful, all white Arabian gelding. He was very undernourished. He was abused by the other horses. They all ate his food. There were way too many horses there to ensure that this horse would eat. We were going to have a big ice, rain, snowstorm like we are having now, but this was January. And I said to my girlfriend, I can't leave this horse here. And she told me, she said, Gisela, don't. I mean, this horse is. I said, you know what? I'll do it. I will have this horse brought to me as a stable. He will have adequate food. My horse will not, will enjoy the company. You know, yeah, well, that was 4 years ago. We had 4 years of, well, the first year was really quite nice. I rode him. People, he was nice. He was not that great of a riding horse. He was a little bit of pain in the ass, to tell you the truth. But, he was safe. So since I'm older now, I didn't want to fall off. And you can't fall off horses, even if you are a good rider. I said, fine. The second year was not so good. And the last 3 years have really not been. Was eating me out of house and home. And he was not gaining any weight. He always had little issues. My mare was constantly terrorizing him. It was not such a good idea. And then about 2 months ago, he went down just the same time that my husband went down, same weekend. So here I had a horse in the pasture that was down, and my husband who was down in the bed. Not a good, talking about life, you know, sending you curveballs. I mean, they sent me like two in a row. And I said, well, hey, there's only one way getting through. So I helped him in the pasture. He was up again now 2 months later in the morning, day before yesterday. I came out and he was down again. But this time I saw that he was down for good. He was down for good. And he was apparently in considerable pain. Apparently there was a cancer in him that I could not treat because A, he was old, and B, you know, you don't, when you have an old horse like that, they couldn't tell me how old he was. I believe he was over 30 and he had a tough life. So there was no way I could have had the best doctors in the world. They probably would not have saved him. I've been through this. I know, and you have to know when it's time to be over. You know, you have to know. You just have to know when to fold. I love that song. You know, you know when to hold and you know when to fold. Once you know that in life, you're way ahead of everybody else. So what I did is I started giving him a Senicum. Then I gave him Nux vomica because I thought he might have a twisted gut. And when that did not help anymore, and he was still in pain, I gave him a remedy that would help his pain and help him pass over to the Rainbow Bridge a little quicker. Now, that remedy is not a remedy, and I'm not going to tell you the remedy right now. If you want to know the remedy, I will email it to you, but you can research it too. They give it to dogs and cats who are in considerable pain and are thrashing around. And you want the pain to stop and you want the animal to calmly uh, go to the other world. And that's what he did. And to tell you the truth, I was relieved. I was happy for him. But now my nightmare started. Now, I've had horses really almost all my life, except when I was a child in Berlin. But I had never had the problem I had this time. He died up in the pasture in an area where we could not get in with a truck to pick him up or with a backhoe. So I had to go. Thank God a neighbor had a small tractor. So what we did is we tied the horse's front, with a long rope. Well, we dragged them out. It was a nightmare. I'm not going to explain all of that to you because it was gruesome. It was bad. It was not. It ruined
Fast
my
forward,
days.
fast forward.
Fast forward. Thank you. Yes. Fast forward it was $500 later that the horse left my property. Now, for $500, you can almost get a cremation. So, it is very expensive to have horses. Anybody who is a horse lover and who wants to have and dreaming of having horses, think twice. It's not just the feed or the vet or the horseshoer or the horse dentist, but it's also how to dispose of the horse once they get going. And if they don't die on your property, then what do you do with a horse? So think twice. Although I must say, the joy you get from having a big animal like that love you and trust you uh, is really quite special. So there's again the yin and the yang, right?
Yep.
All right. So that I have told you about my problem. If you had an upset, please put it into the chat. Let us know. If you don't let us know if you had an upset, I sympathize with you. It is not have, but just think it does make you stronger, hopefully.
It
Now,
always does.
yes. Now, talking about the upset in our political arena, well, I don't know. 2 minutes. Who the hell is the Electoral College? And why don't we know who they are?
Oh, we know who they are.
We know, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a list of all of them.
You do?
Yeah, it's out on the internet.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, if that is so readily available, then could it be, and don't answer, no response right now, please. Could it be that there was a conspiracy that they were bought off? Don't answer. It's just my thinking of, hey, who knows? I mean, I find it very strange, all of that. Very, very strange. And let me tell you, if I would not be Mrs. Claus today, I would have some choice words for all of it. Not bias remorse, not because I wanted Hillary Clinton, not because of any of that. I just find the whole thing very suspect. So, since I do, and it does bring me to our next subject, and that is high blood pressure. Because that kind of thing will give you high blood pressure, no matter which side you are on. And I had a client come in last week, the week before, who came in on a recommendation, and he didn't look so good. He really didn't. He looked, his eyes were bloodshot. He was, his skin was waxen. He was not, so I gave him my health analysis. I have one of those that will scan your body with magnetic impulses to find any imbalances in your body. And I found a ton of imbalances. But then in the interview, it came out, he told me, well, my doctor told me I have to go on blood pressure medication because my blood pressure is very erratic and my systolic blood pressure is 96 to 100. Now 104 is starting to get a little bit more in the volatile and the bad region. So if the systolic, that's the lower one, that should be about 80. If that gets up to be 100, 104, you really are going to start to have a problem. So you might want to listen to your doctor and be on a blood pressure medication. However, his was not there all the time. His upper range was just in 150, 160. So that wasn't very high. So we had a conversation and I said, well, how about this? Why don't you do me a favor? You go take a walk every day for about 20 to 30 minutes. A brisk walk, not strolling, but a brisk walk. And his girlfriend, who was with him, said, oh, yeah, he can walk to my house. I'm just about a mile away. And she said, I said, that's perfect. You walk a mile up and you walk a mile down. And then after 1 week, and you take your blood pressure measuring before and after, and do that for a week, and then we'll talk. Well, guess what? His blood pressure is now, after 1 week, his blood pressure is now 75 over 135, consistently, just by walking. Consider that. I must say he does not smoke and he does not drink. But without any remedies, without any medication, and I told him, I said, I want you to come in, I want to look at you, I want to see what you look like. His eyes are totally clear. His color is a normal, healthy, nice color. He's in his early 60s. And he looks like a new man. Now, for all of you who during the holiday season especially, are either traveling or you're going, you have anxieties and you have, the holiday season doesn't only bring joy. It does bring a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety for people. What do I buy for whom? What do I do for that? Do I have enough money? I can't get the toy my grandson wants. All of that can be stressful. So if it is, try to do a few things in between. First of all, try to sit and meditate. Now, I know whenever I say meditate, they say, well, I don't know how, and I don't know. When I sit there, I think of everything in the world. Yeah, we all do. We all do. We all do. But here's what you can do. Just sit, close your eyes, and try to breathe in naturally. Try to have a pose that promotes really relaxation. Like, for instance, your hands are on your thighs, your head is in a nice regular position. And you just breathe in, close your eyes. And now close your eyes and have a little timer. 5 minutes. 5 minutes at first. That you just sit. And every time one of those thoughts comes in, like, oh, I have to do this, and why am I doing this here? And I have 20,000 other things to do. I don't have time for this. I have to call this one. I have to do that. Every time any of those thoughts are floating into your head, you just tell them, go away, go away, go away, go away. And you make that a mantra. Go away. Just think, go away. Just think, go away. After 5 minutes, your timer goes off. You take a deep breath. You let it out. And you will see that your mind and your body is totally refreshed. After a while, after a couple of days of 5 minutes, you make it 10 minutes, then make it 15 minutes. The longer you meditate, it is proven, the longer you meditate, the more energy, the more your brain rejuvenates itself, your entire system rejuvenates itself. It has been proven. There have been many studies made from that. And it's so easy. It doesn't cost a dime. And 5 to 10 minutes, we all have. We all have that. It doesn't matter. Just sit and do that. And believe you me, it does work. And there are 5 steps that you really can do to rejuvenate yourself and to recharge your batteries, especially at this time of the year, where we run from one corner to the next. We have way too much, especially women. They have way too much on their plate, between cleaning the house, decorating the house, making sure that everybody is going to have a present, making sure everybody is invited, making sure that we go and see everybody, making sure that we have all adequate food. Christmas dinner, some people have 2 Christmas dinners because they have huge families. So they have one on Christmas Day, they have one on the second Christmas Day, especially on a weekend like this time where it's on the weekend, We may have 2 days of Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever it is, or Kwanzaa. And in those times, we need to really get a hold of ourselves, and we need to say, I've got to recharge my batteries. I cannot go on like this, because I am going to really, I'm going to get sick, because every time you have so much stress, your immune system goes down. Your immune system goes down. Here comes the next cold. Here comes the next sore throat. Here comes the body aches. Here comes the backache that you've always had, but you keep at bay by exercising, by doing things, and when things go smoothly, it sort of is not even there. The knee aches, knees and lower back and neck are the most common injuries and most common pains and aches. Here's what you do. 5 steps. Know when your prime time is. Now, what do I mean by that? When your prime time, I have, for instance, my prime time used to be in the evening. I used to be best if I would do any project on the net, or any writing I would do, or anything that I would do. If I would do it in the afternoon, late afternoon and evening, even in the middle of the night, I was best. Well, those times change. It has changed now. My prime time now is really mornings, probably because I sleep better. So now I have more energy in the morning. My dog wants to say too. Me too, me too. My prime time is in the morning. All right. Another thing is for the guys, and some of you might like that. I don't know, but some of you might like that. Start the day with sex. It is
Yay!
when I was younger, it was a great way to get me going. Okay. Now, not so much, but I have my way of doing that too. I am not ashamed to admit that. Um, it is a way of meditation. That's why meditation, if you can do it in the morning for 5 to 10 minutes, you have almost the same results because the serotonins are released, calming effect. Both of those things, meditation and sex, have the same result. It calms your mind, it calms your body. When your body and mind is calm, your immune system goes up, your energy levels go up, and you're better for it. There's also there's also a point in the middle of your foot underneath. And I'm not putting my foot up here right now. But right, if you think this is my foot, right underneath, right in the middle, if you take your knuckle like this, knuckle, and press it, or have a small hard ball, put that on the floor, roll your foot on it. First of all, it's a fabulous foot massage. And that is a shiatsu point for energy. A shiatsu point for energy is also right on the bottom here of this. There, right there. Okay? But the one on the foot is much more effective. So have a small marble. Marble is good. Small marble. Roll it on your foot, and then hold them in the middle of the foot. Press it down. Hold it for 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Release it, roll it again, and do it a couple more times. You will see your energy level is going to really be increased.
So, not to put um, marble in your shoe when you're wearing and walk
No,
around.
no, no, no. You'll end up with irritated tendons. There are a lot of tendons up right in
I
here
I was kidding.
that, yeah, no, you wouldn't want to do that. But in the morning, have a marble there. One of those big ones, those bigger ones, not the
Mm-hmm.
tiny one,
Mm-hmm.
the bigger ones. Because if your energy level is very low, that point may be very, very sensitive, very sensitive. So don't use the smaller the marble, the more effective it is, the more irritating it can be. So start out with a larger one. If you graduate to a very small one, that may be up to
So
you then.
start with something like a golf ball.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be very good. Now, I hope all of you have pencil and paper there to make notes, because we only have an hour, and I'm trying to get all of this in here. So have a pencil and paper. If you want me to repeat something, just hit the chat button, say repeat, and I will repeat whatever I said, okay? Now, another fabulous, fabulous way to increase energy is I used to take a shower in the evening because I thought, well, I work around all day, and then I want to be nice and relaxed and to go to bed, so I'll take a shower in the evening. Well, you know what? That makes you very relaxed. But if you take a shower in the morning and you end your shower with a cool shower, so you have it first very warm, you soap yourself and you go about it, and then you turn it to less than halfway. So it's really start out with moderately cool, you graduate over to really quite cool. I mean, my shower on the end is really almost cold. And I'm telling you, that is an energy rush and a blood rush through your body that has no rival. No rival. It is fantastic. Whenever I have a full day or I have to really be, I have to be on target, that's definitely one that I will do. Okay? It will help. It help immensely, especially on your head. Most of us with short hair and so on, we wash our hair almost daily. Well, I don't take a daily shower anymore. I take like 3 times, 2 to 3 times a week. I take a shower because I've talked about that before. That you know the especially a shower with soap. You can take a shower, but don't soap yourself, okay? Because the pH mantle that forms on our skin will help us to fend off um, any kind of bacteria or viruses that are floating around in the world and that are making us ill. And then the fifth and one of the most final and best advice I can give you, especially to all the women, learn to say no. You know what? Not everything you have to do yourself. Let other people do something. Delegate. It used to be I would always have a Christmas party. I would always have people would always come. I don't have family in this country. So my friends are really my family. My friends, my husband. Um, my son is in California, so he can't come. Um, my stepchildren are far away also, and they have families of their own, so they don't come. So my friends are my family. So every year I would have this big party. And you know what? By the end of the day, when the party was not even over, I would sit in a chair, totally tuckered out, totally done. And my husband would look at me and shake his head and say, I don't know, you must have a self-destructive gene. And it's true. We all have, as women who are like that, we have self-destructive genes. Unfortunately, we learn too late, or not too late, but late. I learned now, whenever I do give a party, I let other people do some things too. I tell other people, I don't know what my dogs are all chiming in here. So learn to say no or help. Help. Good, two good words to learn for all the women who are and talking about the sex. Many of us, especially when we get older, we are not anymore so inclined, even if we may still have the partner. Well, there's a fabulous homeopathic remedy and an herb. And the herb, stop! And the herb is called Avena sativa. Avena sativa. You can order it online. You take 2 drops in a warm glass of water. It gives you energy and increases your libido. Nice thing. Nice thing. Nice thing. especially for the holiday season. It's nice to have a little extra, right? Well, talking about homeopathic remedies, I have a few other ones. You know, right now in the holiday season, we all tend to have a little bit more of the bubbly, of the vino, of the vodka, my favorite drink. Um, if you have had just a tad too much, and the next day you're sort of like, oh, how stupid of me! I have a headache. I am a mess, or just being, bleh, you know that feeling, bleh, in the morning. Yeah, your mouth tastes like cotton. You feel really, you're all you feel like staying in bed and sleeping all day. And that's called a hangover. Well, two fabulous things for a hangover. One is, we all know that, is tomato juice with Tabasco and a raw egg. It does work. It does work. Two things. There are enzymes in the tomato juice and in the Tabasco sauce, that will help you get over this blah feeling. But if you would like to take a homeopathic remedy, that I do that. Now, when I was younger, I would take the Tabasco sauce and the tomato juice. But now I take a dose of arsenicum. If I ate too much to boot, which I tend to do, I take also a dose of Nux vomica, because the Nux vomica will help your stomach to revive and to digest all of the sweets and the rich foods. I mean, I love making duck and goose and making rich foods. And the other one is Bryonia alb. Both of these, please look them up. You can easily just type it in, arsenicum and Bryonia alb. Take the one that is most appropriate, because as you know, homeopathy works for each individual different. Just because I take arsenicum, that doesn't mean arsenicum is the right thing for you. So you do have to look it up. Stop. Sometimes I listen. Whoa. Yeah. Now, if you travel and you may have jet lag, because in the East we've had this horrific storm and everything was delayed, and if hopefully next week all of this is over, you may want to look at Coccolus, Coccolus, Coccolus. That helps with vertigo, jet lag, and motion sickness. Now, you can give Coccolus also to your animals. Let's say you want to go and visit grandma or the sister or whoever, the friend, and they are a couple hours away, and you want to take your pet with you. Well, your pet may not be so accustomed to driving in the car, and then they get a little ill. Like I have a little dog that always in the beginning gets ill. Second trip, he's fine. First trip, he pukes all over the place. If I don't give him Coccolus, Coccolus is the remedy for motion sickness, vertigo, and jet lag. Look it up. Fabulous remedy. Now, what else do we have here? Do we have any questions as yet?
No, there's one comment from Kathy. She said, I find that concentrating on feeling the breath coming in and going out helpful. When you were
Yes,
talking earlier about relaxing and
meditation.
yeah.
Most definitely. Yes, whenever you can concentrate on something else than what starts to float into your brain, like for instance, there's a mantra, um, Nam Myoho, Nam Myoho. Can somebody help me? Nam Myoho. I used to say it all the time.
What? What?
Yeah, there's a mantra. Some Buddhists have mantras, and these mantras are all Om.
Om.
They have an
Yeah.
Om, and that Om controls the breath and helps you to calm down the anxiety, calm down the fear that often accompanies anxiety, and will focus your mind on the mission that is for the day. Okay. um, it is a valuable thing to meditate. Now, one other remedy that is often overlooked by many homeopaths too is causticum. Causticum is used whenever there is a urinary problem. Like, for instance, why do you think they're advertising now pads for women who have leakage? You know, I mean, television advertising is awfully expensive. So there is a huge market on there because so many women have it. And so many women have the pelvic floor with age re- relaxes, and then there's not enough muscle control anymore. Many women who have had hysterectomies, they have problems with that. Causticum is a valuable remedy in that. Do send me a message if you feel you need it. I will tell you what strengths to use and how to use it. But causticum is also used when there's a lot of emotional strain. You know, you have this one aunt or this one sister who consistently POs you. Consistently. It never fails. I have a friend like that. It never fails. I'm always thinking, my husband, he says, I mean, I don't know. He says, you are really a person who needs to abuse herself. She I invite her every time because I feel sorry for her, because she has no other friends, and I'm saying, oh well, I can't not invite her, and I just have it. But every time I end up being like, oh God, I have a hole in my tongue, I can't stand it. Well, a dose of causticum does wonders. It really does. I mean, if I don't have causticum, vodka will do it too. But but causticum works really better. It really does. Causticum works great. Also, when you have a slight backache, that kind of backache that's not really pain, that's sort of an ache. Causticum works for that. Yep. What else do we have here? Oh,
Question.
yes.
Is this helpful for a prolapsed uterus?
It could be. It could be. Uh, their conium can also help, and the symptoms are more. Uh, one has to define the symptoms a little bit more for the prolapse uterus. Um, if it is that the prolapse uterus is then leaning on the urethra or on the bladder, then I would probably call for sepia. But if it is that it is just a weakness of the pelvic floor, causticum could be the remedy for that. Okay. Anything else with homeopathy?
Nope.
Oh, nothing else? Well, let me tell you what I have, one of the things that I love to do in the winter. One is knitting. I knit. And it's a very relaxing thing. And what I did this year, and every year I make something different. This year I made a headband which you can also slip from the head down, and I'm going to show you this of how this works. Oh, sorry about this, but it's really neat, and anybody can do this. If you know a little bit how to knit or to crochet, this is very easy. You can use it like this. I twisted it over, or you can use it as a beautiful little scarf just around here. Perfect. I'm going to give several of those away this year. Very fast to knit, very fast. I made it here with different colors, very fast, not expensive. And you know what? I really do think that my friends enjoy my handmade gifts much more so than if I would go out and buy them expensive gifts.
Always.
Always. Now, what I make for one of my best girlfriends. Can you see this?
Yeah.
This is a tray. And this tray, I buy just a wooden tray. You can buy it at AC Moore. Then I put these appliques on it. I decorate it. I put I put this resin over it so that it is really waterproof. And then on the end, see, I put little, little, uh, well, it's like a little rope type of cord that makes it a little bit more festive. And you can make it any which way you want. I make every year. I take what, because they take a little longer than those little things, because you have to dry in between and you have to prep it, and then you have to select what you want to put as appliques. But is not expensive, and because it's not expensive, that makes it affordable for me, so I can have something for everybody. And the second is, they really appreciate it. My friends, all the things that I've made for them over the years, and which were different things, like little ankle warmers. You can knit like this. You can make ankle warmers that you can just slip over the boot up on top, and you can make it with these eyelet wool, and it makes it really nice. If you think you want to sew, you can sew this kind of thing. You don't have to knit or crochet. But I find that it is much more personal. Second, I enjoy it. It's therapeutic for me because I sit a week or 2 or 3 weeks before I start selecting the items I want to make. Then I start putting it together, and then I sit and that gives me more joy. It gives me as much joy to make it, or more really, than to receive something. And I want you to experience that too. So try it. Much nicer than everybody can go out and buy something. But to make something for your favorite people is much more precious. It really is. So, on that note, if we don't have any more comments,
No, we don't.
but I have a question. Amnon,
Yes.
when is Hanukkah? Did Hanukkah is starting today,
No.
or does it start next week?
It starts on Christmas Eve.
It starts on
It's
Christmas
this
Eve.
year they are exactly the same.
I know. So it starts then for 8 days,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Aha. See? Learn something too. So, Kathy, everybody who's listening out there, I love all of you. I'm so glad you were able to join me today again. I hope you enjoyed the show. Let me know. Say yes or say do it differently. I welcome any comment. Really, any. Even you're full of it, Gisela. But I do like also to hear, yes, I liked it. Yes, it was nice. Like last week we had several of you say, yeah, it was nice. Learned a lot. And that's what I want to do. I want to do that. I wish you have a great week. This is the countdown. Saturday is Christmas Eve. We're going to go to the neighbor. I'm going to bring a dish. They're going to have a nice party there. It's going to be very warm. Hopefully, on the walk over, it will be lightly snowing. That would be just the best. And you know, I will bring my girlfriend one of my little scarves and some cookies I make, and it will be a fabulous evening. Christmas Day, as always, I have a bunch of people coming to eat my food. I will have exhausted myself to the point of where I'm just sort of like, oh, just hand me a drink and and please call the maid to clean up. Oh, by the way of maids, I have a survey, guys, girls, anybody out there, please, please, please let me know either right now or on Twitter or on Facebook. I feel we do everything for the children in this country with right. But as I've always said, I have a special thing for seniors. And many seniors do need some money these days too. So here's what I was thinking. I would like to have an organization like the Uber organization, where you call them and they send a car and they take you wherever you want to. Well, Uber is not everywhere yet, especially in the rural areas and so on. And they really are not so easy that they will do anything else. I feel that all the people that need help, that they have one app or one number that they can call, and this organization will send over a person that will help. Now, that may be uh, sitting with an elderly parent because you need to go out, sitting with a pet. Stop it! Sitting with a pet. Um, Sitting with a child, um, running an errand, helping to dress because you may have had an illness or an operation or an accident where you can't. All of these little things, it helps both sides. It helps the person and it helps the person that does the task because they can make a little extra money. If you think an organization like that could work, please, or you would be interested in working on that with me, please let me know. My remedies are doing great. Everybody who buys them is super happy. I have been, unfortunately, with all of my little other tasks that I have here, I haven't been able to do as much on the website as I can. But some people have found me. They have ordered, and I'd be glad to send you any of the remedies. You see them on the website, mylife-mywill.com. And so please let me know. Let me know, because I think I think my mission in life is to make other people happy. And in the course of all of that, I'm making myself happy. And I hope you go have the same ambition. Make yourself happy. When you do, you make other people happy too, because they will join you in your happiness.
Yep. And I have a
I
question.
wish you a
I have a
fabulous week.
question.
Yes.
Are you doing a show next week?
Yeah, why not?
It's
Oh,
Christmas.
it's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we do a show?
That's up to you.
Oh, let's ask the folks. Will you listen if I do a show? If I don't get any response, I won't do a show.
Okay.
Okay?
Nothing.
So,
All right. Well, you'll see how if you get any emails.
yeah, if I
Okay.
get any emails, if people say no, you don't have to, or we are going to be busy, we won't be listening, we won't do a show.
Yeah, I'm doing my
Okay?
show. I
On
do.
New Year's Day,
I'm doing.
I will do a show.
Yeah, I'm going to do it next week and New Year's Day too.
Yeah, I probably will do a show, but
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that I will,
Okay.
because if I do get carried away with all my
Right.
cooking,
Yeah.
oh my God. Oh my
Yeah. So
God.
Kathy says yes, but that's
Cassie
not.
said
Yeah,
yes,
but that's
yes.
but that
But
you know.
Cassie, so much, thank you so much. You're such a loyal listener. Thank you so much. Tell your friends. I love you all. Thank you for listening. And bye for now. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section on nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.